AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride! You can't handle the
Riot Radio Hour.
Let's do that again.
Guess who's back again?
I want some more.
The Riot Radio Hour.
Well, let's start the insanity. Giddy up.
With Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot. Presented by the Spine Center of Louisiana.
Let me find out your
Hour 3 up we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us, AFR. Presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. Matt.
This is Shaq O'Neal, and I hate Matt.
Paul O'Neal.
They're chanting Paul O'Neal's name.
Mute. So. And Theriot! We're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there. Make it a good one. 5 o'clock. Quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. Yeah, bruh.
Yeah, bruh.
Really good hour just in the rearview mirror. We're 58 minutes away from first pitch of LSU Vanderbilt. Game 1, SEC opening weekend up there in Nashville. It'll be Case and Evans on the bump for the Tigers. What have you seen from Evans? The lineup will be posted here shortly. When it is, we'll run through it. What have you seen from Evans week 1 through week 4 in the pre-conference with his progression?
I mean, every start has been noticeably better and better and better, and this last start was right where he needs to be.
He's perfect through 5 innings.
I mean, listen, it was the velocity was a tick up, 2 breaking balls, sharp. You know, how do you not come out of the spring practice and dialed in and being ready to go? It's a big difference. Let me just say that. I don't know what changed or what's happened, but this last start, man, I tell you, I don't care who was facing him. He was going to get out.
One of the things that he said was that he worked with Yeski and they slowed down his windup. So, his windup is a very quick, sort of jerky delivery. And so they sort of slowed it down. And that he actually credited that for the tick up in velocity. He touched 99.
99. Short arm with a weird delivery. That's a – I don't know if you remember the name Jason Mott, but he was a closer for us in St. Louis when we won the World Series in 2011. But it was a short arm, upper 90s, and it played like 110 because you just couldn't see it a whole lot. I mean, that's what Evans does. Everything's quick with that. Even if they slow the delivery down, it's still quick, very unconventional, weird. Yeah. And then a short arm 99 in your face, good luck. It's tough, man.
Playing a Vanderbilt team tonight that it's hit 44 homers on the season already. Very uncharacteristic of Vanderbilt to see that type of power surge. But they're 11-7 on the season. They're really struggling on the bump. They're down 5 key arms. That's what Chris Lee, who covers Vandy, has for a long time. Really good baseball writer. This is going to be fascinating to see. So the lineup is posted there. They just posted a minute ago. So let's run through it here. And there is one two really significant things, I think, in the lineup, but we'll run through it. Okay, so Milam's going to lead off, play short. Brown's going to be in right, bat second. Curiel bumps down to the 3-hole. He'll be in center. York's at first. Aaron Beatty's going to catch. Simpson gets the start at second in place of Dardar. And then the bottom third of your order, Braun's going to DH. Caraway at third. And Chris Stanfield back in the lineup in left field. So Milam, Brown, Curiel, York, Aaron Beatty, Simpson, Braun, Caraway, Stanfield. What do you think?
Vandy throwing a lefty?
Righty.
Wow. Interesting. Simpson's numbers are much, much, much better if you look at the comparison on all three. So, I mean, I'm not a big lefty-righty guy either, by the way.
Jay is.
Yeah, he is.
He plays the
That's why
matchup.
this is interesting to me. So I guess he feels pretty strongly about Simpson and his deal there. The Stanfield thing, look, and I know you guys understand, everybody understands baseball, you understand baseball. Him hitting 9 and being productive there, getting base hits, I know his swing didn't look great last week, is not as important as him hitting 9 and working counts and being able to bunt and having long at bats, basically being a second leadoff. It is such an important position. Why he did so well there last year was he just threw an at bat at you in the 9 hole and then turned the lineup over and got it back to the top of the order, either with a walk or hit by pitch. The guy just, it wasn't pretty all the time, but he would turn the lineup over and get your guys an extra at bat maybe in a game. So to have him back there, I think is really important, and it's going to help the offense. You're not going to see the big home run numbers and all that, but just holistically, I think it does help the offense.
Did you see his at bat on Tuesday?
Yeah, it looked like it hurt. Mm-hmm.
Jay said on his radio show Monday that Stanfield was he said a full go in hitting. That clearly is not the case. He had a pad on that hand, and he tried to bunt at the start of the AB, ended up striking out, and his swing and miss was bad. It was uncomfortable. It looked unnatural. It looked like he was trying to bat with one hand. Which tells me, I think this is less, you tell me if you disagree, I think this is less about his bat right now, and that is more about his defense and left. Because having Braun and Simpson and Reeves play left field at times this year, it's been a liability.
It's been an adventure.
That has cost you runs in the early going of this season. And I think if you're going to get into conference play, and especially on Friday nights in conference play when pitching and defense tends to be at a premium and runs tend to be lower, that, it's a big deal to have that guy in left.
We talked about it early in the season. We were kind of previewing this thing. Defensively, it could be the best outfield that LSU's ever had. You've got multiple guys that can go get it. You've essentially have 3 center fielders out there that can all go get it, that are all going to play or have the ability to play. I don't know about Stanfield, but the other 2 at the next level. That's why I was interested to see Harden out in left field, because I know he can defend as well. And so I still think that could happen at some point. But, yeah, man, look, I agree. I don't want to downplay the impact he's going to have offensively, though. I really don't.
No,
just because it's not a base hit doesn't mean that it doesn't, it doesn't help the team win. It may not go down in the stat sheet, but, we could look up in his 4 at-bats and him see 35 pitches. You know what I mean? What does that do to the other team's bullpen or starter at the end of the game? He could go 0 for 4 and see 35, 37, 38 pitches and get a guy out of the game, 4 or 5 batters early, and then you never know. So I think having him in there hopefully will be a nice shot in the arm.
I think all that is valid. And I think Stanfield, Jay's talked about it a lot this week, so I'm not going to say anything you haven't heard him say already. Stanfield led the SEC in doubles last year. He was LSU's leading hitter in conference play a year ago. And he had some key at-bats in the postseason. He was on the all-regional team. He had a 2 RBI hit in Game 2 in the College World Series against Coastal in the 4th that blew that thing open. He's had big at-bats, and he's had 500 career at-bats. Yes, I think Stanfield is a good – he's not going to give you power numbers. He hit 1 homer last year. It was in Omaha, wasn't it? He hit the one. It was in the postseason. But Stanfield is a good offensive player. I'm not downplaying that at all. And I very much look forward to having him back full go. What I'm telling you is, Jay said on Monday he was full go offensively in hitting on Monday, and then we watched him Tuesday, and it was very clear that was not full go. What I'm saying is, I don't care if he's not driving the baseball. I still like him. I'll take the out in the 9 hole if he does what you said, see some pitches, maybe drive up pitch count, would have a competitive at bat, but gives you a plus defender in left field.
Yep, I agree.
Like, it's been frustrating to watch some of those guys make plays in left or not make plays in left.
Braun DHing, I know he's had a great fall and had a good start thus far. I think we're seeing like a really good bat for the next couple of years with Braun. I really do. I mean, he puts together some good at bats, man, from all over the field. Mature approach. Encouraging last weekend or last game, I think, when York went the other way a few times and hit a few singles.
Yes.
Just giving a competitive at bat and not trying to hit the ball to the moon. Thought that was good.
Said it on the show on Wednesday, man. The two singles he had, and he was on base 3 times, get hit by a pitch. It felt like he's pressing to either hit a – look, dude, he was hitting a homer, he was striking out, or he was popping up.
Mm-hmm.
It felt like everything he was doing was elevating the baseball. Man, sometimes just poke it the other way.
Just go hit.
Look, the AB where he got hit, they had shifted against him, and first pitch of the AB, try to drop a bunt down the third baseline. Yes, take your base.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you talk about it all the time, man. Like the merry-go-round. Just keep the merry-go-round going. Get on for the next guy. And if they're going to give you a base, take it.
Look, it's why Nate Yeske's so good at what he does. You look at LSU strikeout numbers every year. They punch out a lot of guys, and LSU wins a lot of games because when you strike out a lot as an offense, you're not very good. You're just not. You can't play for the 1 for 5 with a homer deal. What if it's a solo homer and you just get one run out of the thing? You know what I mean? So when LSU's offense starts doing those same things, all you got to do is look in the mirror and go, okay, well, this is why our pitching staff is so good. This is why Nate Yeske's so renowned as such a good pitching coach. You just can't give up that easily with the at-bat. I'm not saying you got to get a hit, but I am saying it can't be easy. You just don't make it easy on that pitcher, man. You'll be amazed what happens late in innings.
Yeah. We're brought to you by First South Farm Credit. Thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthLand.com, FirstSouthLand.com. Thinking of buying land, your first call should be to First South Farm Credit. They got the ultimate recreational land buying guide. Land buying guide. Who's going to get it out? What?
The guying guide.
The guying guide. The buying guide. FirstSouthLand.com. It's a free resource. A lot of people that buy land already own land. So maybe take some equity in your current property, roll it into your new property. First South Farm Credit can help make it work. Look, if you're buying land, it's not like buying a house or buying anything else. You want to deal with people that have help people finance land for more than 100 years. That's First South Farm Credit. FirstSouthLand.com. FirstSouthLand.com. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review. We're glad to have you hanging out with us here. Earlier this week, Mayor Sid Edwards was here, and we told you about a cool fundraiser they were doing. Part of that fundraiser was for anybody who made a donation, we were Guarantee was putting up a pair of tickets in the Guarantee Suite for an LSU baseball game later in the year. We're going to announce a winner that when we come back here in just a smidge. Countdown to LSU and Vanderbilt in about 46 minutes from right now from Nashville as the Tigers are going to open up conference play. You want to get involved, you can. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400, 396-4400. Stick around. It's AFR.
After Further Review.
If you're a man or a woman, doesn't matter. I'm strongly encouraging you to go get your hormone levels checked. Men, go to Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. YourGoodwood.com, YourGoodwood.com. There at the complex on Drusilla. There's Goodwood, which is the men's clinic. There's Unique Physique, which is the GLP-1s, semaglutide, tirzepatide. And then there's also Unique Aesthetics and Wellness. At Unique Aesthetics and Wellness, that's the wellness clinic. So it's laser, body contouring, laser hair removal, Botox, all that stuff. But that's where they also do women's HRT. So men, encourage your wives, especially women who are perimenopausal, when you start to do research about cognitive function, brain health, overall health benefits of hormone replacement therapy for men and women, and longevity, you got to learn the benefits, the health benefits of HRT for men and women. YourGoodwood.com if you want to learn more. Log on today, YourGoodwood.com.
After Further Review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar.
What's your name, girl? I'm so attracted to you.
The Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot, presented by the Spine Center of Louisiana.
Big shout out to the Spine Center.
SO.
Thrilled to have them on board. Actually, we'll be doing a show over at Spine Center coming up in a couple of weeks. Super impressive. They're in the same building that the Williams and Eye Center is in there off of Bluebonnet in Baton Rouge. Gorgeous facility, awesome people. If you have back pain, living in back pain, don't do that anymore. Spine Center can help. Go to the Spine Center. SpineCenterLA.com is the website if you want to learn more. SpineCenterLA.com if you want to request that appointment. But I know it's scary. It sounds scary when you think about back or spine surgery, but it doesn't have to be. It's about quality of life. If you live in pain, you want to take do you want to take pain medication the rest of your life? That's no fun. That's no way to live. Professionals over at the Spine Center can help you regain that quality of life and live a pain-free life. SpineCenterLA.com. SpineCenterLA.com. Earlier this week, Mayor President Sid Edwards was here in studio, sitting right there. And he talked about a fundraiser he's doing for Coach Corey. He's been with Coach Sid for many, many, many years. Now is facing a cancer fight, and they kind of reached out for help, some of the medical expenses and fundraising. So here at Guarantee Media, we put up a pair of suite tickets for the LSU game on May. Muse, do you remember which one we said it was? It was May.
No, it's the Texas A&M game.
No, it's not.
It's not? Okay, well, that's what we said. So that's what I remember.
It's not. It's May. My apologies, y'all. I want to get the exact date. Sorry. I know I have it in my calendar. It's in May. It's an LSU baseball game in May. Anyway, we were put up a pair of tickets for everyone who made a donation. There it is, May 15th. Friday, May 15th. So it's I think it's the Florida series. Florida. Yes, Florida. It's Friday, Florida series. Okay. So Friday, May 15th, Guarantee put up a pair of tickets in the suite. That'll be Parish night. Theriot and I will be there that night, and our winners will be there. And very pleased to note that Rob Stewart, not Rod Stewart, not the singer, Rob Stewart is the winner. So thanks for supporting Coach Corey. Thanks for making donations. Thanks to everybody who did. That link is up on all the 104.5 ESPN social media, and we're happy to help, pay it forward and do great things for people in this community. And we're happy to have the mayor here earlier this week and to be able to do that. So congrats to Rob Stewart. We look forward to seeing you at the LSU Florida game on May 15th there at Alec Box Stadium. What do you think about what the Saints have done so far in free agency?
Well, we're back. The Saints are back. I'm fired up. I love what they've done in free agency. I think they're making some moves, man, spending some money, making some good moves. I think it's going to be a great year with the Saints. We got our quarterback. We got a running back.
Are you just going through generic talking points?
We got a running back.
It's going to be a great year. We made some good moves.
We got a running back from South Louisiana.
We got a quarterback.
I couldn't say that last year, 2 years ago.
No, you're right.
We didn't have a quarterback.
When you have the quarterback, a lot of other it's the first big piece. When you have the quarterback in place, you can build around it. Because you're right. When you think about every offseason since Drew Brees has been gone, it's been
who's going to play quarterback.
And even when you signed Derek Carr,
he stinks.
He did stink.
Yeah, he wasn't any good. I wanted to keep DeMario Davis, so that makes me sad.
I'm so sad about that.
Are you still going to wear your headband?
Did you not see what happened at Super Bowl? Did I tell you this? Oh, my God. Dude, I didn't tell you this? Bro, I had to have told you this.
I don't think so.
So we have DeMario on the show at Super Bowl.
Okay.
So last year in New Orleans, when DeMario came on the show, I asked him for, the armbands that he wears?
Yeah.
Like the arm sleeve?
Yep.
He's got that white and like the gold fleur-de-lis with the white sleeve.
Yeah.
But I talked about, I was like, man, it's awesome. I got to get one. Like I said, I'm not begging, I'm buying. I'm not asking you to give me one. Just tell me where I can get it. Anyway, she was like, hey, I'm going to connect you with my guy. And he's like, hey, man, get this guy an arm sleeve. Right? So give the guy my contact, whatever, thank you. Never hear from him. Happens, no big deal. I'm not going to pester the guy for a sleeve, arm sleeve. It's really cool. But anyway, so like the week before the Super Bowl this year, somehow it came up. So we're talking about the arm sleeve thing. And I mentioned on air that just what I just said. Yeah, we never got it. Well, I guess we took that clip or someone took the clip and DeMario saw it. So at Super Bowl this year in San Francisco, he came on the show and he was everything's already scheduled. So he's scheduled, comes on the show, and he's walking up and he goes, oh my God. He goes, and he turns to his wife and he's like, hey, give me she pulls out of her purse 2 arm sleeves. Is this it? Oh, here you go. Look. This is it. Paul's got the clip. Okay. Shout out, Paulie. So his wife brings him the arm sleeves. He brought me like freight to San Francisco, the white and gold arm sleeve, and one that says Man of God on it. If I didn't already love this guy enough, like then he brings with him to San Francisco these arm sleeves for me.
That's big.
And then I can't believe you missed this. And then the Saints let him walk. I'm so sad. I'm impossibly sad that DeMario Davis is gone. Look at that. Look at me with my arms.
Dude, how cool is that? That is so awesome.
He fills the arm sleeve a little better than I do.
Man, I love that story. That is a great story. Yeah, so he's gone, which I'm sad about. So are you still going to wear? So are you going to wear both arm sleeves?
Hell yeah.
And your headband?
Do I still wear it during Saints games this year?
I think so.
I don't know. Like, he ain't playing anymore.
I know, but I don't know, man.
And I ain't wearing no Jets stuff. Mm-mm. Although Jets are green and white, like Parrish.
Are you still, you're going to watch Jets games and pull for him?
Well, I'll always pull for him. I'm not going to watch Jets games.
Yeah.
Now let me correct that. The national networks the NFL puts the Jets on in primetime every freaking week. Jets, Giants, Rams, Chargers. It's just all the LA and New York teams. So they'll force feed us Jets and Giants all the time. So I'm sure I'll see them play, but I'm not fired up to watch them. But I'm bummed. You got rid of a dude that was your leading tackler, had 2 best seasons of his career the last 2 years, just because he's 37. Not happy about it.
And he gave you some stuff.
He gave me stuff. I was fired up about that.
That's cool, man.
We're brought about Arco Power Systems, arco.com, ARCCO, arco.com. And I want to talk here in a second with an update on that lawsuit of the reporters that are suing LSU. Arco Power Systems, ARCCO, power goes out. What do? Well, your generator kicks on. What about your business? Well, hopefully you've called Arco and you have a Generac industrial standby generator installed and ready to roll when the power goes out. Listen, got to be honest, man. Your business, you can't afford for your business to go offline. And what if it's a critical infrastructure? Hospitals, grocery stores, gas stations. Like, you can't afford to be without power. That's where Arco Power Systems comes in. We always say when the storm comes, it's too late. So call Arco now to have a plan for when the storm comes. Everything is turnkey with Arco. They can sell, service, install, or rent that Generac industrial standby generator for your business. ARCCO. Arco.com, Arco.com, ARCCO, Arco.com. Did you follow the story all about the reporters that are suing LSU?
I saw it yesterday, read a little bit about it, and then I read the comments, and it was funny. So,
what do you think's funny?
Well, the comments were funny. Just people's comments were funny, but I don't know understand it totally, so I can't really comment on it.
So what was interesting? So Todd Dunn, who's one of the Todd Horn. Todd Dunn was in a different phase of life professionally. But Todd Horn from Tiger Rag was on with Hunt Palmer earlier today and basically said that the 3 of them, Piper Hutchins and Chris Nakamoto and Todd, haven't met. Like, they didn't collaborate on this. They are just all using the same attorney for the same end. And so they kind of all got lumped together, even though they didn't like conspire for this lawsuit. I think the most interesting part of it. And yesterday when we talked about this, I was a little undecided because I just didn't know enough about state law. And I think in talking to a whole bunch of people today, some attorneys, some legislators, and then people at other schools as well, like in other states, every state has their own law. There are student privacy laws, and I think maybe the most interesting part of this is I keep coming back to this one chief question. I understand that every dollar for the state, like that's state funds, is subject to Freedom of Information record request. It's public record, right? Like if the state builds a road, then the funds used for that road, that's public record, right?
Correct.
Like we can disclose this. So Parish has done work at a lot of public places. Like so currently we have a soft wash contract with LSU. We can say that.
Yeah.
Parish is soft washing a lot of buildings on LSU's campus.
That's right.
If anybody wants, those contracts are public record. You can go see that Louisiana State University hired Parish Construction and Roofing to do soft washing around the campus to clean and beautify a lot of buildings. Like that's public record.
That's right.
So LSU Athletics is an extension of the university, which is a state institution. So every dollar spent, what these reporters are arguing, that is subject to public records request. We also in this state do have student privacy laws. That's number one. And number two, I think because of that, there's this real question about sort of line items, whereas employees, we know what every employee at LSU makes. That's public record. We know what the AD makes. We know what professors make. We know what the general manager makes, the coaches and all we know what they make, but they're employees. Student athletes are not employees. This is not the rev share is not an employment contract. So there's this question about the legality there. And I kind of think the more I've learned about this today, we as a state already have legislation in place that protects student athletes, and also because they're protects students with privacy laws, and because they're not employees, that I don't think this is subject to a line item review. I kind of side with LSU on this one, but I think maybe the most important thing of this whole endeavor is so that the legislature or the courts do set precedent and shut this down so it doesn't become public. It's very obvious why LSU doesn't want this public, because it will be used against you in recruiting. If other schools know how much you spend, what those contracts look like, if there are deliverables and things of that nature, like it's like poker. It's easier to play a hand of poker if I know what cards you have. So if someone's recruiting against you, the more information that's out there, the more of a detriment it is. So I'm not saying that necessarily you change state law so LSU isn't at a recruiting disadvantage, but there has to be some clarification herein.
So the argument on the reporter's side is
it's public funds. It should be subject to
on the rev share. So the
20.5 million.
All right. So
LSU spends that 20.5 million. They're saying they should be able to get that information.
They should be able to who it goes to and how it goes to them and that whole deal. And in any other state, that's not a thing. Is that right?
Well, in every state, there's different state laws. Okay. This is why everyone keeps saying we need federal legislation. Okay. Because you have 50 different states with 50 different laws and 50 different interpretations potentially.
Yeah,
but the other thing to keep in mind too is, like, I know we differentiate NIL and rev share, and I'm probably going to blow some people's mind with this. I know this for a fact. Like, I think a lot of people have heard me talk for a long time about NIL, right? Like 5 years ago, I was doing the NIL podcast with Pixley, with Matchpoint, and it was maybe the first of its kind NIL podcast 5 years ago when NIL was in its infancy. And so I have a lot of connections in this space at a lot of different schools in a lot of different states. And from administrators and coaches and heads of collectives and boosters. And so I know a lot about this. A lot of these rev share deals with student athletes are actually contractually written as NIL deals. Now, I know it's going to blow people's mind because it's not NIL in the sense of a third-party NIL, but they're not. The NCAA does not allow pay for play. So these student athletes always think of it in these terms, and maybe functionally it is, they're not being paid to play football or basketball. LSU is just specifically sharing revenue.
Got it.
So if you're just sharing, it's not an employment contract because they're not employees. They're just sharing in revenue with the student athletes. And so a lot of these contracts are written as NIL deals with the university for the rev share. Well, NIL deals, the state of Louisiana, like in the state law, this was written in a lot of the, I think if you go look at Piper's piece at the Luminary, like this is written in there. Louisiana state law protects NIL contracts. So like student athletes don't have to disclose their NIL deals. Mm-hmm. So I could see a deal, like I don't know what I haven't seen an LSU rev share contract. I just candidly, I've not seen one. But I know this is the case in a lot of places. Like, that's how it's written, then that's protected under state law already. So I think where we're heading is that we're probably going to get clarification on this, but I do not think that ultimately these numbers and rev share contracts are going to be disclosed.
Yeah, you can't. At least not in real time. You could do it after the fact, like 24 months after it expires.
I still wouldn't want to see that.
I wouldn't either, but I'm just saying, like.
I'm not saying I would. I would want to see it just out of curiosity, but again, you're still going to have the same issue of putting yourself at a competitive disadvantage. And I think the state and probably the courts are going to have to provide through this whole process. They will have to provide clarity one way or another. So. All right, it's after further review. Let's take a quick break. One final look at LSU and Vanderbilt. First pitch, 24 minutes. We'll get to Ask Ryan as well. Stick around. It's AFR.
AFR.
We're brought to you by Darren James and Associates, brokered by LPT Realty, agent225.com, agent225.com. Buying or selling commercial or residential, think real estate, think Darren James. Remember, Darren guarantees he'll sell your home. What? Yes, guarantees it. He calls it the guaranteed sale program. Get it?
I see what he did.
Get it? It's easy. You'll sit down with Darren. You'll agree to a price and a deadline. If he doesn't sell your home at that agreed upon price by that agreed upon deadline, he'll have your home bought with cash or he'll sell it for free. 335-7666, 335-7666, 335-7666. That's Darren's cell. You can call him, text him right now. Text him, say, hey, Darren, I heard Scone talking about you. 335-7666, 335-7666, or agent225.com. Need to sell your home? Need Darren James, agent225.com.
Think real estate, think Darren James.
After further review with Matt Moscona, presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot, presented by the Spine Center of Louisiana.
We'll see, like we were practicing today, pretty intentful practice, and it's just got to be at game speed. I don't think it's out of the question, is what I would say. I don't know that it's a certainty. I don't think it's out of the question, though.
That was Jay Johnson when he met with reporters on Wednesday, asked about Chris Stanfield. If you missed it, Chris Stanfield is in the starting lineup for LSU here tonight against Vanderbilt. First pitch in 20 minutes from right now. You could hear it on the LSU Sports Radio Network on our sister station, Eagle 98.1. Again, I'll run through the starting lineup again for those that might have missed it just a bit ago. Milam, Brown, Curiel, York, Arambidi, Simpson at second base, Braun DHing will bat seventh, Caraway, and then Stanfield playing left and batting in the 9-hole makes his return. Stanfield hasn't started since the second game of the season. Of course, made his return on Tuesday night against Creighton when he was a defensive replacement. Did get one at-bat. He struck out. So Milam, Brown, Curiel, York, Arambidi, Simpson, Braun, Caraway, Stanfield is how they'll line it up. How big do you think it is for LSU to go get a series win this weekend?
I think it's real big. I mean, they hadn't played great the last 10 days or so. Vandy's a good team, not a great team, but I mean, to get off on a good start in the SEC is super important. I think you've got an advantage on the mound all three games. So yeah, it's extremely important for LSU to get off on a good foot here in the SEC.
I think they. I'll be very interested to see how Evans does tonight. He was awesome last week, but against a completely overmatched opponent. But still, he was awesome. I mean, getting 15 up, 15 down with 9 strikeouts is incredible.
Well, the thing, too, that you got, and this is LSU's pitcher staff as a whole, when they're good, they're not walking anybody.
Yes.
Like, they're throwing strikes. And that's generally a good recipe for victory.
Who do you think, because Jay also said there's 4 bullpen arms that he knows he can count on right now. Like, who do you think, 2 of them we know are Sheeran and Guidry. Who do you think are the other 2?
The lefty,
Cooper Williams, tall lefty, or Garcia? Santiago Garcia.
I
wouldn't have said that before Tuesday.
No, but I mean, and look, man, Rizzy really threw the ball well the other day, and I know it's in there. But the Garcia, Rizzy, what he gave us 5 the other day with locating the breaking ball. The young guys have really struggled out of the bullpen. Not very encouraging at all. But right now, I think it's those 2. I don't know. What do you think?
I like Garcia as a situational lefty. We saw him come in the game in Lafayette on the road with a runner on second, nobody out, and he came in for a lefty-lefty matchup against a left-hander that had not gotten a hit against a lefty all year, and he got him to pop up. Mm-hmm. So I think I liked that we saw him extend a little bit the other day. I would have said that from Jay's perspective, he'd probably say Zach Cowan is in that mix. But Cowan has not been good this year. What are you seeing there?
The stuff isn't like jump off the page stuff.
But it wasn't good last year.
That's what I'm saying. But if your location, if you're not pinpoint perfect with your location and your stuff doesn't play, being super explosive, then you're going to get hit, man. I mean, it's just not great. His changeup's his best pitch. You got to be able to locate it and throw for a strike at any moment, at any time. I would disagree. I mean, I don't think it's Cowan. At least it's not Cowan right now. It could be at some point. We really need him to be able to throw the ball well, to be able to come in and give you multiple innings. You need that long relief guy that you can count on, and he would theoretically be it. But to be honest, I mean, I forgot he was even there. Like, he just hadn't done a whole lot.
He's got an ERA rate 13.5 right now. Just a little perplexing, man, because he was so good for you a year ago, and it just, 4 appearances this year, 4 innings pitched. He's given up 6 runs on 12 hits, 8 strikeouts, 2 walks. He's not missing bats, man.
No.
And that's when you throw 90. Isn't that you and I have talked about this before? Isn't that the same problem Guidry has?
Yeah, but Guidry's got a breaking ball that is elite.
But yes. But if he's not throwing that for a strike, the fastball isn't good enough to get him out of jams.
No, it's not. But his curveball, he pitches off of his curveball.
Yeah.
Which is odd. I mean, it's just hit. In other words, I think he locates his curveball and throws it way more than Cowan does the changeup and locates it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man, you give Guidry 4 or 5 more miles an hour. Like, he's a mega dude. I mean, because that curveball is real, and he can flip it in there whenever he wants to. I feel like he was playing around with a cutter the other day, too. I don't know if that was on purpose or he was just getting on the side of the heater. It looked like the fastball had a little cut to it, which is interesting.
I mean, ideal situation tonight, I think, is what we saw a couple of weekends ago, man. Look, this is a total best case scenario, right? But if you can get through the first 2 games using 4 pitchers, what I would love to see from LSU this week. Look, I would love to see him sweep, obviously, but I really think the path for LSU this year is, I think this is different from years past, where you thought, it was, for example, last year, you're going to win on Friday with Anderson.
Yeah.
And then try to split the next two. I think this year the pressure goes on William Schmidt in Game 3. I think it's split those first two with Evans and Moore, and William Schmidt gives you a massive advantage on Sunday.
100%.
Because ain't nobody else got one of them on Sunday.
Nope.
Not like that.
I agree. You look, you hit the nail on the head. I mean, you're hinting at the bullpen and those guys that can be relied upon. Somebody's going to have to step up. I was hopeful that it would be one of the young guys. You know, I was excited to see Sheeran extend a little bit.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I would like to see him throw on back-to-back days and see what that looks like if he's capable of doing that. You know, could you do some matchup type stuff with those two that we mentioned in back-to-back days that could bridge that gap and get you where you need to be? And then lastly, I mean, if Rizzy is 6'13" and he throws 99, okay? So, like, man, if we can harness that somehow and he can build off that last outing, he's a really, really important piece of the puzzle if you can get him going.
We're brought to you by Supper Club. Hey, it's 5:48, so we're getting close to dinner time. They are open over at Supper Club, and you might think, Matt, it's Friday and Lent. I'm not eating steak. Okay. Go by Supper Club and get the Chilean sea bass. Oh,
I love it. Melts in your mouth.
I don't know what that, like.
How about them Brussels sprouts?
Brussels sprouts are incredible. All the sides are terrible. Are incredible. I love, like, that mac and cheese with the bacon in it.
Oh, yeah. Come on.
Oh, my God. It's so good. You can't go wrong. But Chilean sea bass, Ora King salmon. They've got scallops. They've got the tuna and the crudo. They've got so cold appetizers that are fish. They've got Alaskan king crabs, stone crabs. You got to go. They've got tons of lobster. They got tons of options, seafood options over at Supper Club. So you want to go have the best meal of your life here on this Friday to kick off St. Paddy's Day weekend? Let's go. Supper Club. SupperClubBTR.com. 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 All right, y'all, it's after further review. We'll wrap up with Ask Ryan next. Quick Ask Ryan to wrap up the show. Spine Center presenting Hour 3 of the Riot Radio Hour. Stay here.
AFR.
We're brought by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark downtown, Renaissance Southtown. So tomorrow's St. Paddy's Day. Man, a lot of people I know are going to be in and around downtown. You're going to catch the parade. Maybe pop downtown and go see our friends at Watermark Baton Rouge. Gorgeous spot. Baton Rouge's premier hotel property. Voted by you the best hotel in the best of 225. You know, a lot of people like to bar hop. Just have some pedestrian traffic there. You know, in downtown Baton Rouge, walk 3rd Street. Pop on into Watermark Baton Rouge, even if you're not staying there. The lobby bar is awesome. It's a great place to go have a cocktail, a glass of wine, maybe a beer. Just, you know, you could see the big windows there in, looking out onto 3rd Street where you could see some of the pedestrian foot traffic. You like to people watch a little bit. Watermark's a great spot to do that. If you want some food, they have the Gregory, which is a beautiful restaurant dining experience. But they also have Milford's on 3rd. So Milford's, there's access through the lobby or through 3rd Street. Check it out. Downtown Baton Rouge. Watermark Baton Rouge.
After further review with Matt Moscona. Presented by Don Juan Cigar Bar. The Riot Radio Hour with Matt Moscona and Ryan Theriot. Presented by the Spine Center of Louisiana.
Big shout out Dr. McCarthy, Dr. Harrod over at Spine Center of Louisiana. SpineCenterLA.com. Call schedule. The office nearest you. They can get you in quickly. Can't wait when you're in pain. Their mottos will get you in fast. They treat all of Louisiana. SpineCenterLA.com. SpineCenterLA.com. All right, let's get to Ask Ryan. Wrap up the show. Email us, tweet us, text us, 225-396-4400, 396-4400. Ask Ryan. Favorite beer to drink with boiled crawfish? Bud Light.
Yeah, it got to be a Bud Light.
Ask Ryan. You got your CDL?
I don't personally, but a lot of folks at the office do.
Greg Lehman. Ask Ryan, man, we really need a win tonight, am I right?
We do. It's important.
Ask Ryan, favorite teammate, college or pro?
Oh, it's got to be Mike Fontenot. He's my guy. Because I had him in college and I had him professionally. Also had Blair Barbier in college and professionally.
Oh.
I did.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, so maybe Mike and Blair. Let's do that.
Raymond said, hope they let y'all soft wash Tiger Stadium.
Raymond,
I love that idea.
It's funny you say that. We're working on it. Working hard on it.
Are we really?
We are.
Are we like bidding on it, or they hired? Oh,
no, it's a work in progress.
Ask Ryan. This LSU team, something before a conference game. What's your prediction on conference record this season?
I don't have a prediction yet.
Ask Ryan, what do you think of the Alex Bregman trade to the Cubs? He didn't get traded to the Cubs. He signed there as a free agent. What do you think about Bregman to the Cubs?
I love Alex in Chicago.
Ask Ryan to ask Jonna how we pronounce Etienne in Cajun country, then you'll know.
That's true. I'm going to ask her.
She's going to say Etienne. Etienne.
We'll see.
AFR.
As we get on down the road, got to remind you about FMOL Health, Our Lady of the Lake. Championship health partner of LSU Athletics, OLOLRMC.com/LSU. OLOLRMC.com/LSU, Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Of course, Our Lady of the Lake, tell you to trust the team that cares for the team you love. That's Our Lady of the Lake. You love the Tigers, and the Lake will take care of the Tigers and everyday champions like you and me. As they often say, it's not just for athletes, from sports medicine to pediatrics, heart care to recovery from everyday injuries. Our Lady of the Lake brings championship-level care to families across Louisiana. Trust the team that cares for the team you love. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. OLOLRMC.com/LSU. OLOLRMC.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake. Can't wait to tell you about a lot of the NIL deals that the Lake has with the baseball Tigers as we move through baseball season.